Okay, so here we are at RingRx. We're going to give you a brief walkthrough on how faxing is conducted using our portal. Here we are at the login screen. You just go to ringrx.com, click on sign in, and then sign in using your email address and password. All of our faxing is kept in the messages and faxes tab, so we first click on there. And then what will appear initially is your mailbox. So this is the user that's logged in will see all messages that are in the inbox here. So these would include voice messages as well as faxes. This would be a fax. That's the icon for a fax. That's a document icon, and it even says it's a fax. At this point, this document can be downloaded or it can be viewed. Of course, it can be also deleted. This button here allows you to copy it to another user. If you click copy, it lets you select another destination to send that message to. To view it, you just click on the icon and then it displays in a viewer right on the screen. You can navigate through pages, make it bigger, smaller. And if you want to download it, you can simply download, and that allows you to manage the document on your PC, print it out, store it, or refax it, or whatever you need to do. So that's viewing an incoming fax. A fax that you've received will, of course, be in the inbox. There's also an outbox, which we'll get to in a moment, and then there's a sent folder. So the sent folder shows, of course, all messages that have been sent. Voice messages normally aren't sent, so for the most part in this, you're just going to see faxes. Once you delete a message, whether it's a voice message or a fax, it will appear in trash. Once you delete it out of trash, it's destroyed permanently and not retrievable. So to send a fax, we go to inbox. Actually, you can do it from any tab. You click send a fax, and then the send a fax form will pop up. If you have the recipient as a contact, you can select them from a contact list, or you can just start typing in their information. This would be their fax number would be there. And at this point, I can either save this contact to make future faxing a lot easier. I can also include a cover page. In this case, I'm not going to save this. I am going to include a cover page. The cover page will show this information down here: subject, contact, company, and comments. This would just compile the cover page, and we automatically will pull in your company name. And the next step is just to attach a document. You can attach either a PDF format or TIFF. So I'm going to browse. Now my document is attached here. You can continue to attach more documents, and they will just sort them in order and fax them out, starting with this one and then the next one. You have a total of 25 megabytes. In this case, I have well under that. 25 megabytes depends on what the resolution is on the document itself, so it can vary quite a bit, but for the most part, this would be several tens of pages. And then all I do, if I want to remove one, which I'm going to do here for the purpose of this test, and then I just hit send. Now, once it has sent, it lets you know it's sent successfully, but that just means that it has sent out of the portal and now it's being processed. While it's being processed, it will dial the other fax machine, it will shake hands, it will negotiate, it'll get permission, and then once it starts transmitting, the documents will start printing out. During that entire time, this document will appear in your outbox. And as soon as it goes to the outbox, you start getting history of this document showing up. So right here, this message itself has been downloaded to our server where it's starting the process of being sent. After a few minutes, it will update and it'll start showing more transactions that have happened from a technical standpoint. And then when it's done, it'll say fax sent successfully. And then once it's done, it will appear in the sent folder. So for example, all these that have already been sent previously, if we wanted to view the history of these, this is what it would look like. That was the first one we saw and the one that we just sent. Then it'll tell you when it's sending, and then when it's done, it tells you it's successfully sent, and then you have the time and dates that happened. So to view contacts and the role that they play in this, we're just going to go right over here to contacts. And so any contact in here is something that can be used while you're faxing. So you saw when I created the fax cover sheet that allows me to save a contact. That's a nice, quick, and easy way. But if you want to import contacts, you can do it right here. We have an example of a file that you can populate. If you already have some contacts in Outlook or G Suite, you can export them, manage the file a bit, and then upload it into here. A typical contact would look like this. It'll have a fax number, a phone number, and then whether a contact is private or group. Group just means that anyone in your company can see it and use it. If it's private, it means it's only for you. Of course, their phone number will be in there also. To create a new one, it's very simple. Create new, populate first name, last name, company, fax number, phone number, and then whether or not they're private or public or group. You don't have to put in fax or phone number. Of course, if you're going to fax to them, you do have to. If I'm going to send a fax using a contact, it would look something like this. Select it, they pop up. You can send to multiple contacts. So I could just go down to there and there. And now I have both contacts listed in here. I'm going to include a cover page. Browse to attach the document. And again, we send. So now we'll go check on our outbox here. We'll let that finish sending. And that is pretty much it.